We are back. We're going to make some vegetarian lasagna. And these are the ingredients that we're going to need. We have some cottage cheese, ricotta cheese, 6 cheese, Italian blend, sharp cheddar, mixed vegetables, ragu, roasted garlic, Parmesan sauce, and the noodles, lasagna noodles. We're going to take these noodles and we're going to cook them to the al dente, almost done, and then we're going to begin to make the vegetarian lasagna. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and cook the noodles, and once I get finished cooking the noodles, I will come back and start putting the items together. We're not going to pre-cook the mixed vegetables, but what we're going to do is put them in the microwave and warm them up, so make sure all of the extra liquid does not get into the lasagna. We'll be back shortly. I added some chicken base to the water to boil the noodles. I didn't have any salt. I wanted the noodles to have some flavoring, and so I'm stirring them to keep them from sticking together. Cook them till they're almost done, not quite done. Then I'll finish cooking them in the oven with the sauce and the vegetables. All right, we're back. Now what I did was I took the ricotta cheese, the Parmesan cheese, and the cottage cheese, and I'm mixing them all together. It's gonna be a layer of cheese. Now what I normally do is I put an egg or two in here to bind these cheeses together, but I'm out of eggs today. Isn't that ironic? But we're gonna move on. So you just mix this up really well. If you don't like ricotta cheese, you can just use cottage cheese, and I just use a little bit less ricotta cheese, but it really takes on the flavor of lasagna when you have ricotta cheese in it. But you can always substitute if you don't like ricotta cheese with this cottage cheese. All right, now like I said, I didn't have any salt, and so I'm going to season this up a little bit with some black pepper. So it has some seasoning in it. And put some black pepper also in my my mixed vegetables. Some onion powder, so it has some flavoring. And like I said, I don't have any salt. You should always keep salt in your house. I thought I brought enough salt during the pandemic, but I guess I used a lot of salt. So I'm going to use a little bit of chicken base. Now this is supposed to be a vegetarian dish, but those who like the flavor of chicken but don't want chicken, you can do that. But you can also just use your salt. And so we're using our chicken base to season up our vegetables and our cheese. Now what you do is open up your roasted garlic, pour a little bit in the bottom of the pan, coat the pan. This is the easy recipe. You don't really have to do anything. A lot of cooking. Put together. One thing you're really cooking right now is your noodles, which we cook them till they're al dente. And so we're going to take one of the noodles, place it, which is halfway done, it's not quite done. Put it on the bottom. Place another noodle next to it. We're going to work our way across the pan. And so they're going to look like that. Next, we're going to take some sauce and pour some sauce down each one of these noodles and coat them. Then we're going to take our mixed vegetables and sprinkle them all over. This is like the meat of the lasagna. My sister made this dish, but she used her own sauce recipe, and I'm telling you, it was delicious. But we're going to substitute with this some roasted garlic from ragu, which is a very good sauce. And so you spread it around. Now you take your noodles and you place them the opposite way, which would be this way. And the noodles are going to be a little too big for the pan. And so what you're going to do, get your scissors, kitchen scissors, or you can fold it over. But get your kitchen scissors, put them down, cut it where they'll fit in the pan. Place the extra next to it. Get another one. I'm gonna try not to make this video too long because for some reason it doesn't want to download when I have an extra long video. But I want to do another row so that you can get the gist of it. Place that one down over that, and you continue to do this. And we're gonna have this liquid. We're gonna add a little water to the pan because the noodles are not quite done. But I like to work with it this way because they don't stick as bad, and you can get a better result. And so we're gonna cut that one flush. I'm gonna use that to fill in that little gap. And again, we're going to pour some sauce. Now the noodles are going opposite way. We're gonna pour some sauce, coat the noodles, add some more mixed vegetables. I'm telling you, this is a great dish, you know, for those who don't like meat. Now we're gonna put the 2 cheeses on it, the 6 Italian blend cheese. Healthy amount. And I love cheddar cheese, so I'm gonna add cheddar cheese. You don't have to add cheddar cheese if you don't want to, but I like cheddar cheese. Also, I'm gonna get my mozzarella cheese. I like mozzarella in my lasagna. And so we're gonna put some mozzarella cheese on it. Seems like a lot of cheese. Now, normally I make a big pan of this, and the pan is really a lot deeper. But for those who don't have a big family, I'm just utilizing the small pan, so you see how it go. And so we just continue to layer, you know. And so you layer. And I'm going to stop the video, but you get the gist and continue this back and forth using the sauce that you can continue to add your ingredients. And so this will be the last row, in which we're going to top this with both the mozzarella and different cheeses and the ricotta cheese that we use in the dish. And you kind of pat it down so it'll be level. But I'm telling you, this is a great lasagna, no meat dish. You know, don't knock it. You know, like you got to have meat. I was surprised when I tasted it, fell in love with it, and I started making it. So I thought I'd bring this dish to you. And all we're doing is adding the cheeses to the top, and that's it. And we're gonna bake this in the oven from 45 minutes to an hour. And it should come out really nice and thick. And let it cool off a little bit before you cut it, so everything will stay together. That's basically how you do it. And now you have a vegetarian lasagna. And what we do is we're gonna wipe the edges off. I was supposed to stop the video, but they don't call me E-Man Express for nothing. And so, put our top on it, place it in the oven. I like to place it in the oven at 400 degrees for 45 minutes to an hour. It's kind of full, so I probably put a pan up under it to make sure when it starts to bubble that nothing drops down in the bottom of the oven. But that is our quick and easy vegetarian lasagna dish. Hope you tried. It's very delicious. And I'll be back with you with the other version of the regular lasagna and meat dish that you all can try also. All right, we're going to start sauteing or cooking this ground beef. Like I said in the other video, I didn't have any salt, so I'm using some chicken base. We have onions, black pepper, onion powder, chicken base, and Italian seasoning with bell peppers and onions. And all we're doing is just sauteing this for the lasagna. And so I'm not going to bore you with cooking this, but I'll show it to you when I get ready to add it together. But you know how to cook. Add your own seasoning, whatever you like for mixed spaghetti with. Put your own seasoning in it, garlic. I'm out of garlic. I got fresh garlic, so I think I'll cut up some fresh garlic to add to this right here. But we'll see you later when it's all done, and we'll start putting the meat red sauce lasagna together. Alrighty. Like I said, I got salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, bell pepper, onions, garlic, sauteing it till they're done. So you see the vegetables are done, translucent. The meat is completely done. Like cook it till the meat has a little browning on it for flavor. So I'll continue to cook this down a little bit more before we start adding the ingredients together for our lasagna. Alrighty, we're gonna make the regular lasagna. We're gonna need some onions, some bell pepper, some ground beef, some marinara sauce, lasagna noodles, ricotta cheese, cottage cheese, Italian blend, sharp cheddar, Parmesan cheese, and this is mozzarella cheese. We have 2 pans because I make double, and I have 2 lids to go to make double. And so we'll be right back and we'll get started making the lasagna, regular lasagna. All right, we're back, and I need to make 2 pans. And so what we're gonna start out with is pouring a little bit of sauce in the bottom of the pan. We're gonna smooth that around so that the noodles won't stick to the bottom of the pan. That's the only reason why we're doing that. I'm pretty sure you probably can spray the pan with some oil, but this is how people normally do it. So we're gonna not break the tradition. Then we're going to layer our noodles. And so we're gonna start out placing the noodles down in the pan. So what I'll do is I'll do 1 pan first, so it won't be such a long video trying to do 2 pans at the same time. So we're gonna put this one to the side, and we'll work this one. And so I like to make sure I have enough noodles to the bottom, so I'm putting the 3 will work fine to this little pan here. And so we're gonna add some more sauce. You can be generous with the sauce because the noodles are not quite done, and so that sauce have liquid in it, and the noodles can finish cooking with extra sauce. Then we're gonna add some beef or meat to it. Now you can combine these 2 things together, the sauce, like you do regular spaghetti for each your noodles. But I'm trying something new today, see if it's quick and easier. We're gonna add some of this ricotta cheese and cheddar cheese and Parmesan cheese mixture. Like I said, I normally put a couple of eggs in here so that it'll bind it and make it kind of stay together. But I didn't have any eggs today, and so we're gonna do it that way. First layer, I'm gonna add a little bit of mozzarella cheese to this layer here. Love cheese, but I don't like a lot of cheese in my lasagna, but I do like cheese. And so now we're going to go the opposite way. which we laid them this way. Like I said, we're going to cut off the excess and utilize that. Be careful, it's hot. And we're going to continue our noodles. We're just going to lay them down to each other. Continue to layer these until we have all of our noodles, our pan covered. Not to be precise, it's the middle. I want to make sure we have plenty of noodles. And then we repeat the process of sauce. Like I said, you can be generous with the sauce. And meat. Be perfect. All gonna work out in the end. And just smear it out, spread it out, not smear. But spread it out. And we repeat the process again with noodles. Go a long way now. Fit perfectly in the pan. And like I say, these are not all the way done. And so we're gonna need to cook them a little bit longer, at least an hour, to make sure that the noodles are done, but they're almost there. They're al dente. Some more sauce. This is our last layer because we don't want to overfill the pan. And what I forgot to do on that last layer was add the other cheeses, but we'll put on this layer here. It's not gonna hurt anything. Like I said, I really don't like a lot of cheese. And so for me, not in this dish. I like to taste the tomatoes and all the other ingredients. But for like macaroni and cheese, I love cheese. All right, we're gonna add the other ingredients, which is a blend of Italian cheeses. We can be generous since we did not put any on the previous layer. We'll be generous on this layer here. I like cheddar cheese in my lasagna. And so I'm gonna add plain cheddar cheese. And it would not be lasagna without mozzarella. And so we add mozzarella to the top. Make sure I have everything kind of touching down there before we add anything else. A little bit more mozzarella. And we're going to put the lid on this. Bake it in the oven for 45 minutes to an hour. And it should be done. If you want the cheese to brown on top, you can take in about 45 minutes, take the cheese off, the lid off, let it cook a little more, or put it on broil for about 2 or 3 minutes, and to brown the cheese on top. There you go. Meat lasagna, quick, fast, in a hurry. Express, E-Man Express. All right, we're doing our second pan lasagna. Have our noodles down. Here is our meat, our sauce, along with our meat. A lot of people say lasagna gives them indigestion, and part of the reason is they have a lot of meat in it. And so if you cut back on your meat when you're having spaghetti, making spaghetti, it should not cause you to have indigestion. So we're spreading the sauce and the meat and the Parmesan with the cottage cheese mixture around the noodles, putting a layer of mozzarella. Now we're going to put a layer of Noodles going the opposite way. And don't worry about if your noodles tear up a little bit or don't look not completely whole. It'll all work out. All right. So I'm gonna spread those out. Add another layer of sauce. So remember, this sauce is gonna cook in the oven, and so it's coming out the can, out of the jar, but it will be fine because it will cook. All right. Add the rest of this mixture here. I have some more Parmesan cheese in the refrigerator, but like I said, I don't like a lot of cheese. Now, for those who don't like ricotta cheese in the refrigerator. For those who don't like a lot of ricotta cheese, that could be it for you. Second layer, you're gonna put your cheeses. Let me go to the refrigerator and get some more cheese. All right. Like I said, I do like cheddar cheese in my lasagna. So I'm gonna add some sharp cheddar to this dish. And then we're gonna sprinkle some Parmesan cheese. Then we're gonna repeat the process of layering the noodles. So we're gonna start layering the noodles. And as a young man, I worked at the University of Florida in food service. And so this is how I learned how to cook a whole lot of dishes that are not traditionally cooked by people who are not Italian or Chinese or Asian or however you want to, Cuban. I learned how to cook a whole lot of dishes, ethnic dishes, working at the University of Florida. So I'm gonna open up some more sauce because that's not enough sauce. All right, this is our last layer. We have some more noodles here. Let me add some more cheese to that. Like I said, you can add any type of cheese you like to your dish. Because we have a little bit more noodles, I'm going to stuff this pan here with the remaining noodles. All right, let me break these up a little bit. We're just going to add these remaining noodles to the top. And I'm not going to leave this time. I'm just going to add them right on top of like the last layer was. Hopefully we have enough. But that is all right. So I'm gonna add a little sauce to this. So I don't want it to overflow. I didn't want to waste that little bit of noodles when we can utilize them in a dish. And now we just top everything off with cheese. Any cheese you like. My favorite sharp cheddar. And mozzarella. And again, we're gonna bake this on 400 for at least an hour. way the noodles will be completely done. I'm gonna put our top over it. There you have it. And you're not gonna miss not having any meat in this because the flavor is gonna be so awesome. So again, and try this dish, or either try the vegetarian lasagna dish that's on the other video. Let me know how you like it, and comment. Thank you. Right, you all. This is the vegetarian lasagna. This is the meat lasagna. And so both of them look delicious. Both of them are delicious. You need to try the vegetarian lasagna and the meat lasagna. Remember, you have to make sure that all of that liquid gets out of the vegetables. You may need to put holes in your bag, or what case may be, or drain them in a strainer in the microwave. But however, make sure all of that liquid is off. See, this here is just a little bit loose, but it will tighten up once it cools off a little bit. But it is delicious. I tasted some of the top of the lid that we had. So this was the lid that it came on. So I took the lid off and let it brown a little bit. So if your lid looked like that, don't worry about it. That is just part of the cooking process. But these are the 2 different lasagnas. So my guys are going to enjoy themselves today and tomorrow. Thank you.